What if I could show you how to drive a reliable used car with zero cost of ownership? Yeah, zero cost. I can show you because I'm a used car dealer and this is what I do. My wife and I each have a decent car that we drive. We drive it for a period of time, and when we sell it, we still make money on it. Now, this isn't something you have to be a car dealer to do, but if you're willing to quit with all these payments on these $100,000 vehicles and drive something a little bit used, I can show you how to drive that car with zero cost of ownership. All right, so I'm not going to go all Dave Ramsey on you and tell you how bad car payments are or how you pay and pay and pay and in most cases end up transferring negative equity from the car you've been paying on to your new car. But what I am going to tell you is if you can get out of that consumptive lifestyle and pay as little as possible for a good, well-maintained vehicle, I can show you how to actually make money or not lose money on said vehicle. I was reading in Kiplinger magazine that the average car now, when it is 5 years old, has depreciated 60%. So what that means is if you went out and bought that $100,000 Denali, 5 years later, well, one, you probably have not paid it off because now they're doing 6 and 7 year terms on cars. But your $100,000 Denali that you still owe money on is now worth about $40,000. And let's look at the mileage on this Denali. Most people, at least in the DFW area where I live, are 15 to 20,000 miles a year drivers. So worst case is that Denali now has 100,000 miles on it. Now, for many of you, 100,000 miles might be the kiss of death. It might mean that it's time to trade the vehicle in. My wife and I, we drive 100,000 mile, 150,000 mile, 180,000 mile cars all the time. If you are comfortable dealing with that and maybe having to make a repair every once in a while, I can show you how to do this and not lose that massive depreciation. You see, people sometimes think that it's not taking a hit to their finances. They're making the payment and they're driving the car and they think everything is fine. But if you look at what did you do with that money, you paid $800 or $1,000 or more dollars a month for 5 years. That's $60,000. And it was probably more than $1,000 a month. You paid that, and what do you have to show for it? You had the use of a car. You don't own the car yet. You still have a lien against it. So let's think about how we can get out of that and accept maybe a little bit lesser vehicle, but not lose our butts when we get rid of that vehicle. I'm going to show you how. Hey guys, just wanted to take a second to tell you thank you for watching my video, and of course, now it's time for the shameless plug where I ask you to give me a like, a subscribe, and a comment about my video. I recently found out when looking at my YouTube information that only about 5% of my people that watch my videos are actually subscribed. And I think I know why. I mean, generally you YouTube or you Google search the question that you have, usually about car titles, and then it shows you my video. You get the information you need and you move on. That's all well and good. But if you could take a minute and just hit that subscribe button, maybe leave me a comment below. Hey, where did you find this video? Did you find this video looking on YouTube? Did you Google me to find this video? Are you a returned subscriber who likes to look at my content? I'd really like to know where my people are sourcing my videos from. And if you could give a like and a subscribe, I'd really appreciate it. There's a playlist with plenty of other videos, behind the scenes videos, Texas title issue videos, and of course the walk around videos for the cars that we actually sell. Believe it or not, we really generally are a used car dealer, not a YouTuber. But if you could do those things for me, I would sincerely appreciate it. Thanks for watching, and now we'll get you back to your video. Thanks again. All right, so I'm kind of remaking this video. I had made this video a couple of months back, and the sound quality kind of blew. I maybe hadn't had it organized as good as I could have, and I had a couple kind of crappy comments about, oh, 10 minutes to tell you to drive a Honda. No, that's not it. So this works with almost any kind of car that is reliable or that you get a great deal on. What I mean by that is, yes, Toyota Camrys, Honda Accords, great cars, Lexus, Infiniti, Acura, all those are good cars that hold values. But it doesn't have to be a car like that. It can be a Suburban, it can be a Tahoe, it can be a Silverado. It can be almost any car. The key is finding a good deal on a well-maintained vehicle. That's the starting point. So let me show you how this works. If you are already established in life, you have a good income, you're about to be turning in your lease car, or you are able to save a little bit of money or whatnot, you start out by looking for a good quality used car that has been at least 5 years old, so the bulk of depreciation has already hit it, and you're going to pay cash for it. Yeah, cash that you saved. So let me back up a little and say, what if you're a younger person, you're just starting out in life, you're driving a POS and you want a better car? How are you going to get there? Well, the first step might in fact be getting some savings. And I get it. Saving money can suck. It can be very difficult, especially when you're young. But it might mean a part-time job for 3 to 6 months while you're saving up as much cash as you can. It might mean some kind of side hustle that you do out of your house while you're saving up as much money as you can. So say you saved yourself $2,000, $3,000, $4,000 and you're driving a piece of crap that you think you can maybe get $2,000 for. What are you going to do? That you can. And when I say best car, I don't mean, hey, here's a 92 Corvette, I can buy that. No. I mean the newest car in the best condition that you can afford, that is a bargain. And when I say bargain, what I mean is you're going to compare that car to all the other ones that are like it to determine if it's a bargain, right? If that car is priced $2,000 below the other ones that are similar, that car could be a bargain provided it is well maintained. And I have videos that you can go back and search my old videos on how to buy a used car, things to look for, but it's basic stuff. Is the owner's manual filled out with any maintenance records? Do all 4 tires match? Is it dripping oil? Has the previous owner had it for a good period of time? Those are things that indicate that the car is good and that somebody has been able to maintain the car, because this is what's going to be crucial, is decent maintenance and a value. And then you're going to just make them an offer and say you bought a Accord or a Camry or a used Suburban that you got a bit of a bargain on. You're going to drive that car. Now, while you're driving that car, you're no longer making car payments, right? What was your old car payment, could I ask? Was it 500, 7, 9, 12? So you're going to take that cash, or the bulk of that cash, and you're going to rat hole it away, and you're going to make that payment to yourself while you're driving your paid for Suburban. And you're only going to drive it 1, maybe 2 years, but generally, honestly, a year to 18 months. You're going to make sure that you keep your maintenance up to date. You get your tranny serviced if you need it. You get your oil serviced if you need it. When a problem is small, it's generally cheaper to attack. So you're going to do that. You're going to keep the records for that. And then at the end of that year or 18 months, you are going to go get that Suburban detailed. And I don't mean drive it through the drive-through car wash. I mean, if your kids ruin the floor mats, go buy a set of floor mats. Don't buy a set of Cracos or Walmart specials. Get a set of GM floor mats, even if you have to buy used. And then get the car detailed. All right? So the car is detailed. It's clean. If it needed tires, go ahead and put tires on it. And I'm going to tell you why. Because when you're selling a used car, say the problem costs $400 to fix, whatever the problem is, a cheap set of tires, $400. You could put tires on your Camry or whatever. But people are going to want to beat you down $800 worth. The reduction in price is always greater than what you could fix the problem for. So make sure the car is super clean, any nuisance items you've taken care of, and you put that car up for sale and you sell it. And you're going to ask as much or more than what you paid for that car, right? And what you put in it. So if you had 4 oil changes that year and you got that transmission serviced and say that all cost you $800, you're going to put what you paid for that car plus $800 as your starting price. Maybe even a little bit more, because remember, you bought it as a bargain. And it's only been 1 year to 18 months. Prices don't drop drastically in a year to 18 months. And you're going to sell your Suburban, Camry, Silverado pickup, whatever it was. And theoretically, you will get what you paid for it, plus the money that you put in it for upkeep, if you hunted down the right deal to begin with. Meanwhile, you have been rat-holing away your former car payment, or at least part of your former car payment. So you take your former car payment and the proceeds from your sale, push it together, and you take that cash and you repeat that process. Now, an objection you might be getting ready to tell me is, well, what will I drive in the meantime? Even if you have to go drive a little rice grinder economy car that you rented for a week, what is that going to cost you, $300 or $400? Bear in mind, you did not lose any money on this deal. Like I've said, you have driven this car for free. And now you're going out to get a better car for free. So you're going to do the same process. You're going to find the best value, meaning lowest price with maintenance, that you can find. And you're going to negotiate. You're going to pay the car, buy it, drive it, fix any little nuisance items, and continue to make the payment you used to make to yourself. Right? Now, in the meantime, you've gotten raises, probably. You're out from under a payment, so you can save that or more. Same process, a year, 18 months later, maybe you've got your eye on a new whatever. You're going to take your car, you're going to get it detailed, you're going to put it up for sale, higher priced than the price you paid for the car and the maintenance you did to the car as well as repairs. You are probably going to get that price. Now, if you're in a big town, this is great because there are tons of cars and you might have to look for bargains, and you may have to buy a car that had a little bit of a fender bender and it needs a fender bolted up. And if it's a newer car, the paint probably matches. And if it doesn't, maybe you take it and you get a fender touched up, or, you know, it's just a good car in a good neighborhood and the person really doesn't know what it's worth. There's plenty of ways to find these cars. Maybe you buy the car for cash and it has a bad transmission, but before you've made that purchase, you found out what it would cost to get a transmission put in the car. Again, like I said, people always haggle greater than the repair cost. So if it costs $4,000 to put a rebuilt transmission in this car, these people have probably already lowered the price to the car because they know it needs a transmission, and you're going to make sure that the price of the transmission plus what you have to pay them works out to be a good bargain. And that's how you're going to do it. Now, this works even better if you're in a small town. And here's why. If you're in a small town, you do this same process, but you don't hunt cars in your town. You go to the big city. And what I mean by that is, you know, I'm in Texas. So if you're out in East Texas in the country somewhere, you go to Dallas, or you go to Oklahoma City, or you go to Shreveport, where there are more cars, because more cars means lower prices. So you're going to do that same thing. You are going to buy that nice clean car that is a good value. You're going to drive it back to your small town. You're going to make sure that you keep up with your maintenance. And the plus side is when you're ready to sell it, you can aim really high Because all the people that live in your area that are not willing to go to the big town to buy a car are going to come see you and buy your well-maintained car at a good profit for you. So that is the ideal situation. Small town people, you can win. You can win big. So being a sleazy used car dealer, I come across bargains all the time. This is something that works for me. But if you want to tune into my channel, yeah, I'm promoting myself. Go check my channel. I can tell you how to find great cars with or without a dealer license. If you do nothing else than just only watch this video here, my advice is short and sweet. Find a 10-year-old car, get the best valued car that comes from a great neighborhood in your town, because those people typically have the money to maintain their vehicles. Drive it a year to 18 months. You will probably recover every dime that you put into it. And what I would do when I'm thinking about what is this car going to cost me is I would also add in what I paid for TT&L when I registered the car and got plates on it, just to see if I can do it. No, you don't have to only get a Toyota or a Honda. You can get any of the luxury brands made by them. You can even drive a BMW or a Mercedes. Those are good, strong, reliable cars. Yeah, they cost a little more to maintain, but they don't break down very often either. And I know that may sound scary, but remember, if you do have to have a repair, as long as you've been rat-holing that payment back to yourself, you're going to be fine. Even if you pay for $1,000 repair and you sell your car in a year and maybe don't get all your money back, you know what you also didn't get? You didn't get took by making $700, $800, $1,000 car payments for 12 months out of the year. So that's my advice, guys. Take it or leave it. I like making these videos. I'm sure I'll get some sarcasm out of some of these people that say, yeah, duh, buy a Honda. No, it's not just that simple. Turning these vehicles over is what keeps you ahead of depreciation, keeps your cost of ownership to zero. Thanks for watching. Give me a like, a subscribe, a thumbs up, a comment. I'd really like to hear where you found my video. Did you search something on YouTube? Did you search something on Google? Have you been following me all along? Let me know. Thanks. Y'all have a great day.